Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany McCray. I am a realtor. I am creating this channel to allow people or create a space for women, especially, to master themselves. And I'm here to share with you just advice about me as a woman, how I've grown, how I've developed, and ultimately pass it on to you. If you are looking to grow and develop, then you are in the right place. So let's get into it. So today's chat is going to be about being the main character. Now, it's something that I've seen trending around, and I want to actually share with you ladies today on how to actually accomplish being the main character. As you see, my light went out, but I'm the main character, so I'm going to keep going. The show is going to keep rolling. So, in being the main character, what we need to understand is what that actually means for us as individuals. Now, if you've seen a movie, and I'm sure you have, if you're watching YouTube, you've most likely seen a movie, you'll notice there is typically one or two or a few main characters. These are characters that the audience, they know their background, they know their motives, they understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. Sometimes we can even anticipate what they're going to do next, or we might even find ourselves having conversations about what we anticipate them doing next. And why is this? That is because they have expressed themselves, or they've been expressed in a way to make everybody else understand them. They're not necessarily in a position to understand the audience, and that's not the point of it. Now, the point and intention behind being the main character is not necessarily to be selfish. It is to be at a position where you are putting yourself first and foremost. I see a lot of times, especially women, we lose ourselves. And if you are under 30, I'm 31, without children or with children, single or married, protect yourself from falling into the trap, because it is a trap. I do not care. It's a trap of losing yourself. Everybody benefits when you pour and give as a woman, because it is in our nature to do so, and you don't receive anybody back. Being a main character means people understand, they anticipate, they predict in order how you're going to feel or react about a certain situation. And why does this matter? It matters because it means that you are not pouring from an empty cup. When you're pouring from nothing, nobody knows how you're going to react, unless your reaction is typically 0 to 100. And if you have a 0 to 100 reaction, that means that's a sign you're pouring from nothing. When you pour from a person, a perspective of somebody who's giving into themselves, who's taken time to understand themselves, everybody else and everything else around you will be in alignment, because you're not denying yourself the authentic version of yourself that allows people to see you, anticipate your needs, because you deserve that. You deserve that. Being married, having children is a beautiful thing, but it is not all that you are. You are not just a mother. You are not just a wife. You're not just a caretaker. Take a minute and sit with yourself and figure out, who are you? When the husband is gone, when the kids are gone, who are you? What do you like? And this is why in my previous channels, I've talked about doing things on your own to grasp, really understand who you are as an individual. So this way, everybody else around you understands, who are you? This will allow you, once again, to not pour from an empty cup. That's when things are out of alignment. That's when nobody knows how to treat you, how to talk to you, what you expect. As women, we shrink ourselves. We do. I do not care. I don't care. Unless you are actively putting yourself in a position to not shrink yourself, you're shrinking yourself. I'm telling you right now, you are diminishing yourself when you are not taking the time. And there's 24 hours in a day. And the way that I remind myself, I'm a big Beyonce fan. Beyonce got 24 hours in a day. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's an artist, she's a creator. She takes time to pour into herself. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. And you can say she has the funds to do it. She can hire a nanny. She can do all these things, but you can do it on a different scale. You can do it on a different scale. It doesn't have to mean that you need to have millions of dollars and all the help and support in the world, because once you start focusing on yourself, trust me, all those things will fall into play. When you put yourself first, your kids are going to know, I can't just come to mom and say, I want something right now. It's Tuesday at 5:00. Anytime I've asked her for something at this point, it's always a firm no, because mom is taking time. She's taking 10 minutes for herself right now. When you respect that, when you respect yourself, it is inevitable that the people around you are going to respect that. So that's how Beyonce got 24 hours in a day. She could do all this. I can do it too. Now, I don't have children. I don't have a husband. But understand the way that I'm preparing myself. So when these life-altering situations come into place, I am not pouring from an empty cup. I know who Brittany is. I know how I want to operate. And life happens. You cannot predict everything, but you can control yourself. You can control how you spend your time. And if you don't believe it, maybe this message is not for you, but there is nothing in your life that is out of your control. And that is how you become the main character. I want to talk for a minute about Idris Elba's wife. Okay? Now, Sabrina Dhowre, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, is the epitome. I have a girl crush on this lady. She is the epitome of what I believe most women should strive for. She has married a man who was voted the world's most handsome man and still manages to be the main character. Most of y'all marrying men who, never mind, I'm not going to say most of y'all. Most women marry the average, everyday Joe Schmo 9-5. He all right. Maybe he the finest man in the world to you, but not to most. And you lose yourself in him. Sabrina Dhowre has married one of the world's most handsome men, most successful actors. You converse with this woman, you hear her in an interview, she's not going up and down the street yelling and announcing to the world how she's married to him, because guess what? This woman was the main character before she met Idris. They met at a jazz club. Idris saw this woman and saw what she could do to enhance his life and saw how he could enhance her life, and they did just that as a unit. There is a show called Lovecraft Country, and the episode is called I Am. And in that episode, the woman, the wife who is one of the main characters, travels through different points of her life. She's a mom and a wife. And she happily takes on that role. And if you're happy to be a mom and a wife and nothing more, and that's how you identify, this video is not for you, and it's not to bash you. Mothers are beautiful. Mothers are amazing. You guys access an entire other portal and bring life here. So this video is not to bash mothers or women or wives. If that's how you identify, hey, this video might not be for you. But for the people and the women who want to enhance the quality of their life, Sabrina Dhowre, who was a main character before she met Idris Elba, who we all can agree is very, 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 very fine. She jokingly talks about the fact that she's a sister wife. Most of y'all can't even handle a man open a door for another woman, because you're pouring from an empty cup. Because that man, that relationship puts so much value and emphasis on your role in this life that you can't handle the fact that he may be interacting with other women. This woman has positioned herself to be a sister wife to the world's finest man. That woman is secured. She has worked with the United Nations. She has been a Goodwill ambassador. She has been a model. She now has a skin line. She has a lip line, all of which are successful. She's raised $40 million for charities. Y'all can't tell me she's not the main character. Now, I started off saying that I want to talk about Idris Elba's wife because you may not know who Sabrina is, but now I address her as I address Idris Elba as Sabrina's husband. That is Sabrina's husband because guess what? She's the main character for her life. Yes, she got married. Yes, they have a beautiful marriage. Yes, I know you can look at them and see that they are in love, but you could also look at Sabrina and see that she is more in love with herself than anything else. I know for a fact, and I hope they stay together forever and ever and ever because I love their relationship. They just both go and do their thing and they come back and they're even better for it. Should anything happen with their relationship, Sabrina's going to be okay. Not a doubt in my mind that Sabrina is going to be okay because guess what? She has hobbies. She spends time with her mother. She spends time with her siblings. She spends time with her friends. She spends time building her businesses. You talk with this woman and she's not sitting around talking about Idris Elba all day. Okay? She has established herself. I'm not even going to say she's establishing herself. She has established herself before getting married. During the dating phase, I know that Idris Elba had to court her. That's why he married her. Not being the main character in your life is you doing a disservice to yourself and everybody around you. And I know I mentioned the show Lovecraft Country. In that show, in the I Am episode, the woman who is a wife and mother, her name is escaping me right now. There's a scene where she's asked to name herself. And whoever she names herself to be, she is teleported into that version of her. So she wants to be a dancer. So she's a dancer. She wants to be an astronaut. She's an astronaut. She's all these different things. And then she names herself as a mom. A wife. In that moment, she's in the room with her husband. And she tells her husband, "You let me shrink myself." And for a minute, like men do, he was acting surprised. "What do you mean? I don't know. What are you talking about? I didn't mention you could show." No. You saw how big I could be, and you let me shrink myself so I could be your wife. I've never heard anything truer in my life. And this channel is not to bash men. And we're going to talk about men as this channel grows. That is what a man will allow you to do. People in general are going to allow you to do whatever you give them permission for, but especially in marriage. If you are not coming from a position of somebody who has a full cup, who knows themselves, who's working on themselves, who's building something for their life, a man will come in and allow you to shrink yourself. And then when those kids turn 18 and they move out the house, and that husband decides, hey, this is us, or the husband decides, hey, I want to leave you. Now you're stuck here trying to figure out, who am I? Besides a shrunken version of myself. Because I allowed myself. This is not even to blame anybody. This is for you to take accountability on being the main character in your life. And you can start right now. You can start today and figure out how you want to be perceived. I don't care what's happened over the last 20 years. You can change the narrative. Don't like the way somebody talks to you? Address it. Don't like the way somebody asks you to do things on the spot? Address it. And there's ways for you to address things that doesn't have to be confrontational. But it all starts with you. Nobody is coming to save you. I hate to break it to you. But in order for you to be the main character, you have to start taking charge. You have to start taking accountability. Say it with me. Accountability for where you are. Unless you are bound in chains and shackles, and I presume because you're on YouTube, you might not be. Any type of confinement that you feel you have is all here. It's all here. Unless you are physically bound, you can start taking charge today. Becoming the main character enhances your life. It enhances your partner's life. It enhances your children's life. And I want you all to look at Sabrina Elba. Look at Sabrina and really understand. And there's plenty of other women who are like her, but I want to highlight a Black woman who has done it, who is doing it, who pours from a full cup. I know she does. Because if she didn't, she would not be able to manage all of this. And of course, I don't know her personally. There's no telling necessarily what she's going through behind closed doors, if you want to shine a light on that. But I think if you're an intelligent person, the evidence is clear. That woman has married the world's finest man and still manages to be the main character. This page is to empower you to reach the highest version of yourself. And you will always understand, you may not necessarily reach or see what that highest version of yourself looks like, but you will ascend. If you've ever heard of the quote that says, reach for the moon, you'll land on a star, I want you to at least land on a star. But I want you to wake up every day and reach for the moon. And it starts with you. Give yourself permission to be the main character in your life so that you can fulfill your life's purpose and pour from a full cup. Okay? I think this one was kind of short today. I'm going to edit this and take a look at it. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Save it, share it. I stated in my first video how my delivery is a little harsh. But the truth, the truth that I know to be evident is only for people who are ready. If you were offended by this, go ahead and log out. If you think I'm crazy, or if you think this, if you're drawing conclusions about me based on this information, go ahead and log out. But the truth is the truth. This is all evidence. But if you are somebody who's looking to grow and develop and become a better human, a better woman, and tap into who you truly, truly could be, I thank you so much for being open to hearing and learning. And I hope you share it. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.